We're back in with Northwestern Outdoors Radio. I'm John Cruz, and I've got to tell you, something very special is going on at an elementary school in Hillsboro, Oregon. They've got kids that are building boats down there, fifth grade kids, as a matter of fact. It's taking place at Farmington View Elementary. The person that's going to join us to tell you about this project that's been going on for several years now is the principal, Nabil Zerizef, also known to the kids as Mr. Z. Nabil, welcome to the show.
John, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to talk about this project and to talk about the opportunity that we're giving to kids, and it's just really exciting to be on the show. So thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. So the basics are this. You have fifth graders in school that are building a 12-foot wooden boat. It's part of something called a STEM project. What is a STEM project?
Right. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. It's not a curriculum necessarily, but it's an approach to teaching. And so we've been designated as a STEM school, which means that within our school day, we look for opportunities to integrate science, technology, engineering, and math wherever we can across the school day. So it's important for us to focus on inquiry and how students interact with and understand the world. And, we develop the content knowledge that's necessary for them to be successful with that, but also the skills. And so this boat building project is a STEM project that also focuses on collaboration, communication, creativity, their critical thinking skills. So it's much more than just understanding the science behind it.
So let's talk about how the kids actually do this and what they're doing. Are they actually doing everything to build this boat by themselves?
They are pretty much doing everything. We've partnered with Wind and Oar, which is an organization that are professional boat builders, and so they're the ones who guide them through the process. But when it comes to actually putting the boat together, students are using electric drills and planers and saws and sanding and gluing and just, all the pieces that come with that. They also are building a small-scale model so that they can understand the way that the physics works with buoyancy and, the water and environment. So there are different components that go along with it, but when it comes down to the actual building of the boat, they're the ones in there doing it.
Besides teamwork, cooperation, and, of course, learning how to build a wooden boat, which is no small feat in itself, what else are they learning in this?
So they're the scientific, kind of principles of what they're doing, but really they're learning about the environment, and they're learning about how, they can come together and build something that's going to help them enjoy the world. We take the boat out on the water once it's built and everything's, sealed and painted and looks pretty. They test it, and the kids take it out onto a lake, and every student gets a chance to be in the boat, to row the boat. And so they're learning that they can build something and make something with an end product that can just help with general life enjoyment. Having a boat, many people have boats. They love to fish. They love to be out in nature. We're in a part of Oregon that has a mountain close in the ocean. And, I think it's just teaching them that they can do these things on their own. They don't have to go out and just buy a boat. They can make one.
It's funny that you bring this whole thing up. I remember I was a freshman in high school, and a couple of friends of mine and we found a boat that was washed up on shore near the lake that we lived on, and we decided the three of us were going to refurbish this boat, and we were going to use it during the summer. And it was a train wreck. Let's put it this way. The boat ended up back on the shore because we were completely, inept at getting this done. But I saw the YouTube...
It's not always pretty. Always pretty.
But yours was. I saw the YouTube video. And folks, if you just search on YouTube, Farmington View Elementary Boat, you'll probably see the same video I did of this boat launching onto the pond. It is a beautiful wooden boat, 12 feet, painted. The kids were having a great time. I mean, these kids do a wonderful job with this.
It's really impressive, and the amount that students are able to do once they have a little bit of guidance is really unbelievable. And, I'm glad that our school has this opportunity. We have quite a few STEM projects that we do. This is what our fifth grade is focused on, but we have lots of different examples of that with our community learning garden, and we have naturalist clubs and robotics and all sorts of things. But really, when we have people who are interested in helping kids understand an opportunity and show them the science behind it, kids take off and run, and they're interested in it, and it's amazing what they can accomplish.
You know, Nabil, I'm really hoping there's some other educators that are listening today in schools around the greater Northwest. Is anybody else doing what you're doing in terms of this boat building class or curriculum?
So there are other schools that are doing the boat building project, and I know that Wind and Oar is working with them. One thing that we've made a priority is having this within the school day. So that's part of the uniqueness of this project, is that it's not an after-school club for certain students who are interested in it. It's an opportunity that every fifth grader gets, and so we have participation from all ability levels. It's a very equitable program as far as getting each kid doing some part of the boat building process. So yeah, I know that there are other schools doing it, but this is definitely unique. I'd like to see it more in schools. It's something that can happen in public schools. I think there's kind of this thought that, we're so focused on the reading and the writing and the math, that those are separate subjects that need to be taught separately. But there's a different approach, and I think we've embraced that different approach where we can teach those individually and in isolation, but we can also make reading part of this boat building project, and we can make math. The students are doing the math on it and how to measure and how to cut, and so there are a lot of different opportunities to integrate within this, and I think any school can do that.
Well, if you are an educator or a concerned parent, get a hold of your educators in your schools. Have them contact Nabil Zerizef, also known as Mr. Z, the principal at Farmington View Elementary in Hillsboro, Oregon, and he'll share what they're doing down there, and maybe your school can do this too. One last question. You've been doing this for a few years now. What happens to the boat once it's built?
Right. So to build the boat, it costs us about $5,000 for the upfront cost of it. And one thing that we've done is we've decided that we will raffle off that boat so that we can use the money from the raffle to purchase a new boat so that the next grade can make one. And we've used that process for a while. We found that it can be difficult to sell tickets sometimes, and so we've also partnered with our local Optimist Club and our Booster Club that help out to pay for the cost. But if anybody is interested in buying raffle tickets or contributing to the project at the school, you can just give us a call. The phone number to the school is 503-844-1735, and I would love to chat with you. And if you're interested in purchasing some raffle tickets, then we can definitely get those to you. They're $10, so it's definitely affordable, and hopefully we can get this boat raffled. Again, just call the school at 503-844-1735, and I'd love to talk to you.
All right. That phone number again, folks, 503-844-1735. That's going to get you to Farmington View Elementary School. Ask for Mr. Z. Let him know you want to buy raffle tickets, and you can make sure that this curriculum continues at this school, and maybe you can even start it at your school. I think it's wonderful what you're doing with these kids, and I'd like to thank you for sharing it with us today on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thank you so much for having me.